Today is filled with anger, filled with hidden hate, scared of being outcast, afraid of common fate. Today is built on tragedies which no one wants to face, nightmares to humanities, and morally disgraced. I've had the chance to study Tupac and his writings and his different poetries, and I have grown to really like and admire his strong personality and different things that he stood for. He grew up in a poor neighborhood where he was able to overcome the different struggles of being in that neighborhood. He was still able to accomplish things musically and vocally, and he was able to let people know globally around the world about his innermost thoughts and things that bothered him the most. He was basically born into an inevitable lifestyle due to his family's background and their history and things that they had to endure and go through. He was born shortly after his mother's, Afeni Shakur, prison release. She was in prison for conspiracy against the government, and she was addicted to drugs, and she oftentimes didn't have money to feed Tupac or his sister, so he had to go get jobs. Like, he worked at this pizza restaurant, and then eventually, because of his surroundings, he started selling drugs to support his family. He had to be the man of the house. Afeni Shakur, Tupac's mother, she was a Black Panther, and they were an African-American revolutionary group that basically wanted to protect their neighborhoods from social injustice and police brutality. So her ideas that flowed in her household could have reflected Tupac and his rebellious behavior and different things that he felt growing up. It came from his mother and her views. It rubbed off on him and it reflected on him. So Tupac's hostile environment, it inspired creativity within him and brewed in him a passion to write and to be able to have an expressing outlet for his feelings that he had on the inside. So he attended the Baltimore School of Arts, where he studied different poets. He studied poetry and writings. There he met upcoming actress Jada Pinkett, and they went on to be really successful in their careers. And there at the school, he won competitions, not singing, but rapping and different dance competitions. He was there for dance. He had roles in hit movies like Juice, a movie called Juice, and a movie called Poetic Justice. And people seen his personality, and they wanted to get to know Tupac. They wanted to know him and everything that he was about and what he stood for, because they seen what good person and good actor he was. His hit records, he talked about social injustices. He talked about the oppressed and the oppressors, and how there were not equal opportunities in minority families, and he expressed his frustration with that fact. He knew that those kinds of things went on, and he didn't like it, and he wouldn't be quiet about it, and he was adamant that things needed to change, and he wanted things to change. So a lot of people, they were drawn to that. They were drawn to that kind of energy that he gave off. So with that in his music, it drew in a lot of negative opinions about him and the way that he thought, just because he talked about those things that the oppressors didn't want people to know about. They didn't want people to know about the injustices and the brutality that was going on. So it caused a lot of media and negative media about him. He was in the papers for rape, but he was falsely accused of rape, and he had to undergo a lot of public humiliation just because of the kind of person that he was. But through all of that, he was still able to have hope, and he still touched the lives of people through his gift of self-expression and expressing himself to the world. He really showed love to poverty-stricken areas because he knew what that felt like. And people loved that about him because they knew that they had somebody out there that understood them and understood what they went through and what they were going through. So he grew up in a poor neighborhood, and he was able to get wealth to give back to communities, and he is still one of the most respected and loved rappers still today, and his music still lives on today. But tomorrow I see change, a chance to build anew, built on spirit, intent of heart, ideals based on truth. And tomorrow I wake with the second wind, and strong because of pride, I know I fought with all my heart to keep my dream alive.